8 sacred signs. Your twin flame. Separation is finally ending. Divine reunion. Imagine this. Months have passed, perhaps years, separated from that person who connects with you in a way no one else could. That unique connection, so profound, seems distant, almost unreachable. But then something begins to change without warning. Small flashes appear. An intense dream where you're together. Messages that seem to come from nowhere. Or an inner peace you cannot explain. These aren't simple coincidences. They are signs that the period of separation is coming to an end. Now I ask you, have you wondered how to know if you're about to reunite with your twin flame? How to identify those key moments when the universe conspires to bring you together again? Today we're going to explore the 8 most clear signs that indicate the period of separation is ending. But here's the most important part. Stay until the end, because I'll reveal the most powerful sign, one that Dolores Cannon described as essential for the reunification of twin flames. This knowledge will not only help you recognize these signs, but will also give you the clarity you need to move toward that awaited reunion. To begin, first we must understand the purpose of separation and why it's an essential part of the spiritual journey of twin flames. Join me to discover it. Before we dive into the signs that indicate the separation of twin flames is coming to an end, it's important to understand why this separation occurs in the first place. For many, this period can feel like an endless trial, full of uncertainty and pain. However, from a spiritual point of view, separation is not a punishment. It's actually an essential part of the process of growth and evolution of both souls. When two twin flames meet, the connection is so powerful that it brings out the best and the worst of each one. Dolores Cannon, in her work on spiritual connections, described twin flames as 2 halves of the same energy separated in different physical bodies that share a joint life purpose. This purpose not only includes the reunion between both, but also the individual development necessary to fulfill a greater spiritual mission. Separation occurs because in many cases, both parties are not completely ready to sustain the intensity of this connection. It's a time designed to heal wounds from the past, overcome negative patterns, and learn important lessons that will allow the relationship to flourish at its maximum potential. It's as if the universe gives them a pause to fine-tune their energies and prepare them for the next chapter. Imagine this. 2 people meet, but both carry with them emotional burdens and wounds that haven't yet healed. If they stay together without first doing the necessary internal work, these wounds could amplify and create conflicts that hinder their growth. Separation, then, is not an ending, but an opportunity. It's a space to reflect, evolve, and become the most authentic version of themselves. Dolores Cannon also explains that during this time, the souls of twin flames remain deeply connected, although they are not physically together. Through synchronicities, dreams, and signs, the universe constantly reminds them of their bond and guides them in their healing process. It's as if both are following a spiritual map that will eventually lead them back to the same destination. That's why, although separation can be painful, it's important to change the perspective. Instead of seeing it as a loss, consider it a necessary stage of growth. Each challenge they face during this time is a lesson that prepares them for a stronger, more balanced, and more meaningful relationship. Now that we understand the purpose behind separation, it's time to explore the first signs that indicate this period is coming to an end. Now that we understand why the separation of twin flames is an essential stage of the spiritual process, it's time to discover the signs that indicate this period is coming to an end. These signs usually manifest first in the internal and energetic plane, marking the beginning of a change that will be reflected externally. Let's explore the first 3. The first sign is that you begin to feel an inexplicable inner peace. Although the period of separation may have been full of pain, doubts, and intense emotions, suddenly you begin to experience a calm that has no logical explanation. It's as if, regardless of external circumstances, something inside you tells you that everything is fine, that something important is aligning. This inner peace is not coincidence. It's a sign that the energies between you and your twin flame are beginning to synchronize. It's the moment when you stop resisting the process and accept that everything is happening as it should be. You're no longer fighting against the current, you're flowing with it. And in that surrender, you find serenity. The second sign manifests in intense or symbolic dreams about your twin flame. These dreams aren't like normal dreams. They're vivid, emotional, and often have a message or deep meaning. You might dream of moments of reconciliation, special places, or even symbols that represent the love and connection you share. Dolores Cannon spoke of dreams as a space where souls can interact without the limitations of the physical plane, allowing twin flames to communicate and prepare for their reunion. If you've had dreams of this type recently, pay attention to them. They often contain clues about the progress of your connection and what's to come. The third sign is that synchronicities increase. You start to notice repetitive patterns around you, like numbers that repeat, songs that seem to carry a direct message, or words you hear in conversations that remind you of your twin flame. These events are not coincidences. They're ways in which the universe speaks to you, assuring you that you're on the right path. For example, you might see numbers like 111 or 222 frequently, hear a song you shared, or receive messages at key moments that seem to come from the universe itself. These synchronicities are a confirmation that something important is about to happen. Have you noticed any of these signs recently? If so, don't ignore them. These are the ways the universe is preparing you for the reunion. Subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and tell us about your experience in the comments. Sharing your experiences can inspire others who are going through this same process. So far, we've talked about the internal and energetic changes that mark the beginning of the end of separation between twin flames. But as these internal signs become clearer, external changes also begin to manifest in your environment and in the way you communicate. These are the external signs that the universe presents to you, preparing you for what's to come. Here we'll explore signs 4, 5, and 6. The fourth sign is that you begin to receive messages or hints from people close to you about your twin flame. It could be that someone, without apparent reason, mentions that person in a conversation, or perhaps you hear unexpected comments about deep relationships, soulmates, or reconciliations that seem to be directed specifically at you. These hints aren't casual. They're ways in which the universe uses the people around you to remind you of the connection you have with your twin flame. Even people who don't know your situation can say something that resonates deeply with you, as if they were spokespersons for a higher message. The fifth sign is that you feel something is changing in your environment. It can be difficult to describe, but suddenly you notice that your life is entering a state of transition. Perhaps you find yourself reorganizing aspects of your life, like your work, your relationships, or even your physical space without knowing exactly why. It's as if the universe were preparing the stage for something big. This feeling of change can also be accompanied by new opportunities or challenges that seem to push you toward personal growth. All of this is designed to prepare both you and your twin flame for the reunion. Finally, the sixth sign is that communication between you begins to intensify, whether direct or indirect. If you've been without contact for a while, you might notice that small signs of reunion begin to appear. Perhaps you receive an unexpected message, a call, or even a simple like on your social media that breaks the silence. In other cases, communication may be more indirect, like finding out about their life through mutual friends or noticing they appear in your dreams more frequently. Each interaction no matter how small it seems, is a sign that the barriers between you are beginning to vanish. These changes in your environment and in the way you communicate are clear indicators that the period of separation is coming to an end. The universe works in subtle but unmistakable ways to open the path toward reunion. As the separation of twin flames approaches its end, the signs not only manifest in the environment or communication, but also in the internal transformations that both begin to experience. These transformations are profound and reflect the work that the souls have done during the time of separation. Today we'll talk about signs 7 and 8 that show how personal growth and energetic connection reach a new level. The 7th sign is that both begin to reflect evident personal growth, healing wounds from the past. During the period of separation, both you and your twin flame have had time to face your own shadows and work on your fears and traumas. Now, you start to notice that those changes become tangible. Perhaps you've overcome negative patterns that previously limited you, like emotional dependency or fear of abandonment. At the same time, you feel that your twin flame is also evolving, even if you don't have direct contact with them. This growth isn't casual. It's a reflection that both are aligning with the energy necessary for the reunion. Dolores Cannon described this process as a kind of spiritual synchronization in which souls work individually to be ready for a more balanced and harmonious union. This healing is fundamental because the relationship between twin flames cannot be sustained in emotional imbalances. It's a bond that demands authenticity and self-love before it can flourish completely. The 8th and final sign is the appearance of a magnetic attraction toward them stronger than ever. Even if you've gone months or years without contact, suddenly you feel an inexplicable impulse that pushes you toward your twin flame. It's as if an invisible force were guiding you toward them, making you feel that the moment of reunion is near. This attraction is not limited to the emotional. It also manifests on an energetic level. You might feel their presence even when they're not physically near, or experience sensations like warmth, butterflies in your stomach, or a strong desire to get close to them. This magnetism doesn't only come from you. It's also likely they're feeling it. It's a confirmation that the energies between you are converging, creating the ideal conditions for both to reunite. It's the moment when souls begin to recognize each other again, despite any distance or circumstance. We've reached the most awaited moment, the final revelation that indicates the separation between you and your twin flame is about to end. This sign is unmistakable, and when it presents itself, it's because the reunion is imminent. It marks the closing of the period of separation and the opening of a new chapter full of purpose and connection. This final sign is the appearance of total clarity about what this connection means and why you had to go through separation. Everything begins to make sense. What before seemed confusing or unjust now reveals itself as part of a bigger plan. You understand that separation wasn't a punishment but a necessary stage so that both could grow and heal individually. This clarity not only brings peace, but also a sense of gratitude toward the process. You recognize the lessons learned, both yours and your twin flames, and you realize that everything happened exactly as it should. It's as if a veil were lifted, showing you the true nature of your connection. There are no more doubts or fears. In their place, there's a deep certainty that this relationship is destined to be. Dolores Cannon described this moment as a spiritual recalibration in which both souls are finally ready to align on the same path. This clarity is the prelude to the reunion, a sign that the energies are completely synchronized. But there's more. Along with this clarity comes an unexpected event, something that seems to be the catalyst for you to reunite. This event can take many forms: a casual encounter in an unexpected place, a situation that forces you to contact each other, or even a sudden message that breaks the silence. Whatever it is, this moment is not coincidence. It's the universe eliminating all obstacles so you can be together. Imagine this. You've gone months without knowing anything about your twin flame, and suddenly you receive a message from them just when you least expected it. Or perhaps you find yourself in a place where you'd never been, and when you look around, there they are. It's as if the universe conspired to bring you together, orchestrating every detail so the reunion happens at the perfect moment. These events are not only surprising but also deeply transformative. They're the culmination of all the internal work, the synchronicities, and the lessons learned during separation. This catalyst doesn't just reunite you physically, but also establishes the foundation for a new stage in your relationship, a stage full of love, understanding, and shared purpose. We've reached the end of this journey, but the journey between you and your twin flame continues. The signs we've explored are much more than simple hints. They're reminders from the universe that you're on the right path, moving toward a deeper and more meaningful connection. Recognizing these signs not only helps you understand the process, but also trust it, even in the most challenging moments. It's important to remember that separation is not the end. Although it can feel painful or endless, this period is essential for both souls to grow, heal, and prepare for union. Each challenge, each lesson, and each moment of introspection during separation are stepping stones that lead you toward a more balanced and harmonious relationship. Dolores Cannon always emphasized that twin flames share a joint mission that can only be achieved when both parties are ready to sustain the intensity of this unique connection. As the signs become clearer and internal and external changes begin to align, trust that the universe is working in your favor. The process may not be easy, but it's full of purpose. Your patience, faith, and dedication not only bring you closer to your twin flame, but also transform you into a more authentic and powerful version of yourself. If this message resonated with you, if it inspired you or gave you clarity about what you're living, subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and share it with someone who's going through this process. Together, we can create a community that supports and guides those who are experiencing these spiritual connections. Remember, your twin flame is not just someone who enters your life. It's a connection that transcends time, space, and circumstances. And although separation may seem endless, there always comes a moment when the universe conspires to unite you again. Trust in the process, embrace each sign, and prepare for the reunion that will change your life forever. Thank you, beautiful soul, for staying until the end of this deep and sacred revelation. If this message touched your heart, I ask you lovingly to leave your like so that YouTube knows this content is important to you and to other souls on the path of their awakening. Your gesture of gratitude opens portals. Every time you support this channel, you help more women like you find light, clarity, and comfort in the midst of their doubts. It's a way of extending love, and the love that is given always returns multiplied. Write in the comments the phrase, twin flame infinite. Love, so I know that this message reached you, embraced you, and activated something deep within you. That phrase will be like a seal of connection between our souls, a spiritual pact between you, your twin flame, and this community of light. Subscribing and activating the bell symbol isn't just a technical action. It's a symbolic act that says, I am ready to receive more divine messages, more guidance, more love. Here, each video is created to speak directly to your soul just when you need it most. Returning to this channel will be like coming home, because here understanding, signs, comfort, and expansion await you. And remember, every time you share a video, you plant hope in another flame who may feel lost today. Thank you for trusting, for feeling, for allowing yourself this mystical experience. We will meet again soon, because what unites the soul, time never separates.